Motivational Monday, guys. How are you? So listen, this is going to be a very short Motivational Monday because I think that I already put out so much information relating to that in the video I just posted. God is about to shame the wise. Watch that video so you have a better understanding as to what's really going down, not just for this week, but in general. I feel like God is really working on some things. It's very serious too, right? So I feel like this whole week in general, maybe for like the whole month of May, it's gonna be a message of don't judge a book by its cover. Because I was just talking about in this message, like the prophetic message, like, you don't know who God is calling. Who are we to decide who God calls? Who are we to instruct God who he should call, right? And you don't know who's God's gonna call. You don't know what their purpose is. So who are we to judge someone? You know what I mean? And we were all at one point not saved. You get where I'm coming from? So you don't know what God is doing in this person's life. And I feel like this is the lesson for the month of May. Like, don't judge a book by its cover, because it applies for everything. And I just want to tell you guys, like, you guys should, follow the same footsteps. Like, be cautious of what you say to people, how you treat people, and who you're really pointing fingers at, because you don't know who that person can be. That could be your next employer. That could be your next business, business collaboration. And most of the times as human beings, we can block our own blessings just by not being compassionate with others and just by pointing fingers at people. Do you get where I'm coming from? It's like, imagine now you go and make a video about someone and you start bashing this person online, and you don't even know the whole facts of everything. You just judge them and you create a whole smear campaign video. And imagine the whole time you had someone who wanted to, promote you, watching you. You had someone who saw you as the next face of their brand watching you. Or you had someone that really thought, oh my gosh, you have so much wisdom, you're so wise. But then you make this hate video of someone you don't even know, and then it turns out the person you made the hate video about ends up being someone very important, and you just lost opportunities just based on doing that. So you just blocked your own blessing. You don't know. My bestie was telling me a story about a person that was racist towards someone and went into the office for their job, interview, only to find out the person that were racist. Went into the office for their job interview, only to find out the person that were racist towards ended up being their employer. So they never got hired. There's been people that have said, you know what, I'm gonna let you go because I don't feel like you're a good candidate for the team, or you're gonna bring anything to the team, only for the person they fired to end up owning a multi-millionaire business, and only for this person who fired them to now be jobless and now contacting them looking for a position. Do you get where I'm coming from? So we have to be careful who we point fingers at. We got to be careful not to judge people just based on appearance, or just judge them based on, just anything. Don't judge anyone, period. And this is the thing. This is what reason I'm telling you this for Motivational Monday is because sometimes we do block our own blessings by doing this. I was judgmental in the past too. Even with relationships. You know what I mean? Like, you can be judging someone and you find out years later the person that you judge. Let's just say that you're someone that's high status, you're a high value man or woman, and there's this woman or man that likes you or loves you, and they see you as their husband or wife, and you're like, oh. And then you're like, oh, I would never talk to him and her because they're not on my status. They're not on my level. They're not high value. So I'm going to go after a woman that looks high value, or a man that looks high value, because they align more with my status. They're my type of woman. They're my type of man, because they fit my standards. That woman there is a dusty. That man is a dusty. Do you get where I'm coming from? And little did the person know, or little did you know, it's like the person who you call the dusty, who you said can't be your husband or wife, has way more wisdom and knowledge and love for God than the person that you said is your type because of physical appearance, because they glitter on the outside. And then 5 years from now, the person you called dusty and said couldn't be your wife or couldn't be your husband ends up being a millionaire, has a way higher status than the person you originally thought was your level. Only to find out the person that was glittering on the outside may be jobless, or maybe doesn't have any wisdom, or maybe not have any love for God. And that's happened a lot. I've witnessed people come to me for coaching sessions, and there's been stories that I've seen where people would leave, a person that is their husband or wife and say, I want this person because they thought the grass was greener on the other side based on appearance, only to find out the grass was not greener. It was painted with lawn paint. It was sprayed with lawn paint. So, don't judge a book by its cover, y'all. Don't do that. Because the same person you're calling dusty could have been your husband. And that same person that you calling whatever could be a millionaire in 5-6 years. But at the end of the day, it's a blessing for them, because I wouldn't want to be with someone that called me dusty. You know what I mean? But at the same time, you never know. You never know. You never know. Everyone's timing is different. I've seen people that were on top fall because they were not humble. And I've seen people that, were humble, that love the Lord, that, were kind to people and treat others the way they want to be treated. I've seen them rise to the top. The last will be first and the first will be last. Okay? So don't judge a book by its cover, y'all. Love you guys. I have another message I'm about to put out, okay? It's prophetic messages, okay? Love you guys. Bye.